Trial! All rise.
Let's begin with a basic
Also, there's definitely some
explanation of the
game
class
mechanics that I'm
trial.
gonna be forgetting.
So, your votes will determine the results.
Hooray! Am I covering anything? No.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one,
If you pick the wrong one.
then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Yay!
Now then, to begin with,
Now then. Well, the very good handwriting, like that first note that said that everybody should go to the everybody should meet up at the dining hall. That was an earlier note that was confirmed to already be Heroes.
We already
So,
know who
yeah.
did it.
That's the only one that was written by Hero.
was that?
What's that?
It was Hero. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't. Someone knocked me out. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know anything about it.
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hero, but we do have evidence.
Do we?
Blueprint for the suit.
That was definitely not made up by him.
Parts we assume were used to build it,
Build it.
and all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to
Sure.
you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I
Poor guy.
don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of like just all the different moving parts got complicated very quickly. No. Okay. Okay, Yasuhiro's message. Oh, now I'm trying to remember what Yasuhiro's message was.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
Hero, why? Why did you kill them?
No, just hold on a second.
Let's go back around this one. Yeah, the handwriting's terrible.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts.
No, that's wrong.
I almost hit the pink thing.
Are we sure Hero really made those blueprints?
We're basically like 100% positive that he
What
didn't.
do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hero wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say?
I would.
When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
There you go.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
Nah.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on. I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
Nice work weaponizing your own stupidity there, Hero.
Koda, are you saying you don't think Hero's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hero's innocent as well.
What?
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hero said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead.
Could have been anybody.
Tell them who it was.
So, who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
I mean, the Robo Justice suit. Wait. I don't think it. She didn't fit in it. The Illuminati is a bad one.
I got it!
Like, I do think that he was.
Other than Hero,
Yeah, nobody
I
else
can't think of
could have been
anyone
wearing it.
else could have been.
But it's made of cardboard, so you can carry it around.
Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit. And and we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hero is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hero didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hero was the
Very suspicious
individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
Other than that the Robo-Justice suit could technically be used to, like, hide her identity.
Now that's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You
Lots
do
of
have a
opportunity.
reason, yes.
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Yeah. Becky just sucks.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
All things have a proper order.
So what is it?
So
needs
what
to
is
be
it?
Clarified.
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body.
Oh, tarp plus dolly from art room, or from the equipment room to the art room.
It
Like,
would seem
we're kind
that
of
his
behind that one.
corpse was moved using certain particular items.
Yeah, we know this already, buddy.
Can you tell us what they were?
Yeah, man. The dolly. Yep.
I got it!
And the other thing was the tarp.
I got it!
I got it. I got
They
it.
were a dolly and a tarp, right? So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right?
True. And the blue tarp's
It was
right there.
the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved.
So what,
Taka's
like
body.
roll the body onto the tarp and then pick the tarp up and put it
That
onto
way,
there?
They wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Yeah, but there's fucking blood stains everywhere, man. Like, there's blood all over the wheels. If that was the intention, then the killer's a moron. Also, like, I don't know why it bothers me so bad that Makoto doesn't have any drawstrings in his hoodie, but oh man.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
But the dolly?
Same thing.
And the dolly?
I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there.
It was.
But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's
I may have
body
at one point
reappeared in
said the words
repository,
backwards, but you know what I meant.
so did the dolly.
In other
Bum,
words,
bum.
you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right?
I
And
do.
Are you sure you are not mistaken?
Mistaken. What?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room
Yeah.
when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
I mean, if that is true, then they freaking rolled the damn thing into there, rolled it through a little bit of blood, and then rolled it back.
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is
'Cause
no
that blood on the
shame
damn
in
wheels.
being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
Yeah, that's fair.
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Aw, that's meaninglessly harsh. Certainly. Fuck yes. I constantly forget the friggin' rules for these things. Add one more ingredient? Oh my god. An ammo count. What? Just locking on and pressing left won't be enough to handle them? Cost you one bullet to destroy a similar remark? What? Oh, okay. I think I understand. Yeah. I agree. Baby powder, baby powder and like mercury. in time with the tempo marker. Okay, so you have to do everything with a tempo marker? Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to remember... Space turn on fever time? Well, thanks. Well, we'll find out, shall we?
You had it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away
Okay.
with you.
Shit.
You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will
Shit.
get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere.
Come on.
Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere.
Yeah, I don't remember how to do any of this shit.
Do your worst.
Okay. How the fuck does this work? Okay. Tempo up. Right. That's not the thing that's screwing me, though. I like a lot of stuff about this game. So far, I really don't like the gun mechanic, but it's definitely something that, like, it's interesting, and adding new game mechanics is things that I like in general. Space to action. Okay, that is what space does. Can I do that while the nega time is happening? Will explode after a short amount of time. Okay, well.
You miserable wretch. I cannot.
This should prove it.
Hooray! I won! Eh.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved,
I probably lost a shit ton of health there, though.
When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it.
Sure did.
There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread.
Yay!
The killer
Progress.
probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room.
No! No, don't write on accident. I hate that so much. Honestly, there's a lot of, like, there's not an awful lot about language that is gonna make me get, like, pissy about how English works. On accident is one of those things. There's like, it's by accident. It's not on accident. On accident doesn't make any sense. Grammatically, it doesn't make any sense. None of that makes any sense. It's by accident. I don't know who started saying on accident, but oh my god. Professional localization teams are fucking that up? Come on!
And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Which is pretty good. Yeah, I shouldn't like it that much.
Anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, sure, Byakuya. I'm sorry, are you the, like the lawyer in this? I don't know if you're the prosecutor. I don't know why I'm just constantly bouncing stuff against you in particular.
The subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then...
No, like fighter?
What robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd
It's true.
be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
Yeah, the dolly didn't have a bar on, so you'd need to hunch over to push it. So they couldn't have done it while wearing the suit. Make your argument. Ba-da-ba-da-bum.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
But it's true. No, they can't do that if they can't fucking bend over. You can't put them onto that
Shoot!
It's just gonna be the next thing that's gonna mean the exact same thing, but it's still the same point.
As we know, Taka was killed in
Bah.
the equipment ran from there.
Equipment.
Yeah, the cop then loaded it onto the dolly.
Then loaded it onto it.
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
It's true.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
Which you can't do.
No, that's wrong. You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low.
It's
But
true.
if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
Absolutely not.
What do you think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together? Remember?
That it was a flaw. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Also, it's nice that Hiro's hair popped open like that again after he took the helmet off.
When you're in that suit,
Like, every one of
not
those
only can you
hair
not
tendrils
see
must be
your feet,
spring-loaded.
but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
It's true.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
It'd be difficult.
Yeah,
You certainly got blood in your feet.
Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Do you remember when I clicked on the fucking tarp thing? God damn it. Screw you, game. Yeah, Sakura's cool.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
You can't take the suit off. It's got a clasp on the neck.
I got it! I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember,
Yeah. Once you put it on, you can never take it off. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hiro wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
Of course not.
if he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
It's true.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did
That's a
move the
weird camera
body,
angle.
It couldn't have been Hiro in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
I did not.
You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice?
I mean, yeah, but also it's a gigantic thing of cardboard. Hifumi could have been just carrying
If
it.
whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you
I mean,
remember
actually-
what the now deceased Hifumi said?
So, leading up to this, I was trying to go back and forth on whether or not that was part of an feint by Hifumi, but if Celeste just happened to see him transporting the damn thing. Yeah, the art style is really cool. Especially the cardboardy things when they're folding up when you go in and out of rooms. Robo Justice. Yeah, but he probably just smacked himself in the head with the smaller hammer.
The conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt. Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold
And
on a
yet-
second.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion.
Yep.
Besides,
Still a lot of question
there's
marks.
no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility?
Definitely, because we know very little about what happened to Taka.
Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, The
It's
truth
fun.
is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
Maybe.
What a pain in the ass!
True, but this case is a pain in the ass, so, you know,
I don't
you play
disagree, but
the
our
hand you're
lives
dealt.
are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right,
True.
then. Let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning.
Because, like, Kyoko must have been off fucking around with the AI, and that's why she didn't want to talk about it.
4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant.
Right, see, that's a part that is really screwing up a lot of things. Her getting attacked.
I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice.
It was
It also
Robo-Justice.
soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed
Yeah.
our search for the suspect.
And Hiro
But
said that he was
not long
unconscious the
after
entire
leaving
time.
the nurse's office.
Yeah, that's also super screwy.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I'm having real trouble in my head keeping track of the
I saw
timeline.
someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
I think she would have taken it without helping. Especially because, like, with her description, she was attacked, so she tried to grab the camera and use it as a way of showing who was the one that attacked her, not necessarily as a way of saying who grabbed Hifumi. It's also still interesting, like, why the fuck she has the camera at all.
and then
Okay, there's so much fucking running around. Yeah, Celeste keeps
that
leading
point,
us
we
around and it's really
decided to
weird.
Divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect.
Like, she was just constantly trying to make sure that we were all in specific areas.
When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead.
But he wasn't dead, because he talked later on.
And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement.
That I'm still pretty sure is probably somebody either finding Taka or... The body discovery announcement goes off when 2 people find a body, which means that if the killer and their accomplice were in the same room when they killed them, then the death would immediately cause a body discovery announcement.
I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor
Right.
to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered
So somebody has already
Taka's
been here.
body in the equipment room.
Welcome back, Punk.
We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
It's true.
And that's when I told you.
Not long
guys
after
about
we
Hifumi.
discovered them. Okay.
And the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
School's over for you? Hey, congratulations.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room.
So we're just constantly running up and down those goddamn stairs. Did you have to make a new curriculum and stuff?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing.
Yeah, and there's still no clear explanation as to why the bodies were moved at all.
Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time,
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
Oh, that's nice that you're able to convert it that way.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated.
It really
It
does.
certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And
Fair
from
enough.
there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them.
Anytime you're trying to figure out something, just break it down into the base
Now
elements
then,
and
let's get started, beginning with what happened
deal
to
with them
Taka.
individually. It's the only bullet I have.
So, regarding
I can't.
Taka's
So
death,
W and S don't change anything.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after.
We already know what order they were killed in.
Okay. What order is the second one that I shot?
what makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice
Yeah, maybe.
Hammer 3, while Taka's death.
Okay, I gotta look at this. Okay, so that's the focusing. You can fast forward, weak spots. So weak spot represents a potential lie, contradiction. Multiple weak spots may appear. It's up to you to figure out which one. Firing them, yep. Automatically loaded according to their order. What? If you target a weak spot and then hold down the left, you can use that weak spot as a temporary truth bullet later in the argument? I don't remember that, but I guess that's something to try. Yep, I mean, I guess that's the only thing I haven't done yet.
See? So it's obvious Taka came...
So, regarding, I wonder if he died before perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
That's totally it.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
It's
Son of a
true
bitch.
that Hifumi was killed with while Taka's
Fine.
See? So it's obvious Taka came... So...
That's totally it.
Or perhaps it was... We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
Justice hammers.
No, that's wrong.
There we go.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers.
Yeah, that didn't make any
If
sense.
anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted
Yeah,
us
I
to
still say
think
like the
hammers were
gun
used in
game
order.
mechanic. Like it's cool stylistically. I really don't like it. Like actually playing it. The I'll always like courtroom scenes for
But
like
in reality,
logic puzzles though.
Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
So I don't fucking know. Oh god, I don't remember how this fucking works either. Okay. Focus gauge. I have to shoot some letters more than once to destroy them. Okay. Right. Wristwatch. Where's my H? There we go. Show me the wristwatch.
I've got it. Taka, see? Look.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer.
His watch was working great last time.
So if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his
True.
official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
Interesting.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
I never thought that even for a second. The idea that anybody took that to be evidence that led to that, like, I don't know, that's news to me.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
I didn't even know that the other people were making that assumption.
Now, if Taka was
It's like
killed
that,
around 6, then everyone's alibis for
The
his
like
murder
upside
go
down
out the
numbers.
window.
And I was like, numbers? What are you talking about, numbers?
Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder,
Mm-hmm.
but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right.
But it could have been anybody
With him, at least.
killing Taka. What was that? It came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, guys. We have to go back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko.
It's true.
Then we all ran down to the nurse's office. And that's where we found his body.
Uh-oh.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
That's actually not a bad call there, Hiro. It's probably not true, but it's something.
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
But it's not a bad idea.
Don't just
You
go
tried.
making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop
Right.
there. There was also
He just
the
mashed his
moment
own head
when
with
we
that hammer.
discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together,
It's
while
true.
everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment.
Oh yeah, Twitch always does. You can check the other VODs.
At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's
Yeah.
office because of Hifumi going missing.
The VODs are on automatically. You can watch any of the previous ones too. Recharge? Absolutely. Where the hell's my water? Here we go.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body.
True.
Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared.
And Kyoko.
So they most certainly could have done those things.
Alrighty, see ya, Echo.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on
Thanks
who
for being
did it,
around.
or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In
Fair enough.
particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
I think that the killer used the tool that was Hifumi's own legs
That's true. We searched
and sort
everywhere.
of
We
musculature.
couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
It's true.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina
Like,
took
Sakura
their eyes off
could
him.
have done it, but I still don't think it was.
But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
Oh my god!
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
Thank you, Kyoko. Welcome to the party. Oh, come on, Makoto. You didn't think about that until now?
The dead body moved on its own?
I mean, it wasn't dead.
No, not another ghost.
Poor
I
hero.
don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
That's exactly.
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was
Nobody actually
simply
checked.
playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
Why not? The broken wristwatch?
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us.
Yeah, but that could have been.
Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that
Oops.
is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that?
No, the broken wristwatch.
Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
No, it's that I think that's Taka. Come on, game mechanics.
Are you saying that when
Yeah,
we
definitely
first
the worst
found
part of this game.
Hifumi in the nurse's office,
Not even close.
there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible.
Maybe I'd like the anime better,
Hifumi was dead, without
so
a
I can
doubt.
get through these parts.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body
shall see.
discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was...
Are we really so? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
I wonder if I can pull this up and around.
Are
Like
you
someone else's
saying that
discovery?
When we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that how? Surely you heard the body discovery announcement. Hifumi's dead body had been...
Are you fucking kidding me? That sucks.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
No, it clearly wasn't. He wasn't dead, he talked later.
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
Yup,
First of all, if two bodies had been found, there really should have been two announcements.
it's true.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
Unlikely.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when three or more
Three or
people
more,
find
okay.
a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy butt.
No, actually, that was plenty. He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time. Which means, even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh?
Because that was when they first died, clearly.
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
Just after Fumi came to life, because Fumi died. After Fumi woke up for the last time.
Shoot!
Yeah, it was right after. You know, when he fucking died. Hey. Both bodies were rediscovered?
We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the two bodies.
Even though one of them is still alive. Well, I guess Monokuma thought that they were still alive based on camera evidence.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Like, if he's entirely basing whether or not somebody's alive on the cameras, then, like, looking at him,
Exactly.
they could have thought that he was
If we were
dead.
actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
And in reality, when the two dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
Oh yeah, and as much as I was complaining about the gun thing, I still think it's a very, like, it's a cool, like, artistic choice and everything.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office,
And, yeah,
he wasn't
new things
actually
are,
dead yet.
it's typically a good idea.
Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's
Tis true.
just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
He fucking talked later.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
That is the
Welcome
worst
back.
logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then.
Other than the fact that he
Let's
fucking
take another
spoke
look at
out
the
loud?
events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
Motherfucker talked.
This whole thing is pointless.
Yes, because he's talked. He wasn't dead. Also that he cleaned his glasses. Yeah, fair enough.
Well, here's one thing we do know.
Well, I don't know why we're even bothering
First time we found him
to deal with this, though. Like, he talked out loud. He wasn't dead.
And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
Yep.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved,
I figure I'm less than half the way through the trial.
change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
Yes, there was. The fucking glasses. The thing that I shot at it with. I should let it run through
Well, here's
once
one
before I
thing we do.
take a shot at anything.
The first time we found him, and then his body just.
And the next time, it was in the
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
Ugh. There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah, I will admit I sometimes get a little bit frustrated when I know the
There
answer
was
and I
one
don't
clear
know
difference
how to
between
tell the
Hifumi
game
and
the answer.
nurse's office in the repository. His glasses. That
Yeah.
fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
He cleaned his glasses.
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless.
They were spotless.
And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
It was the cleaning cloth.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot.
One he was a big fan of.
One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera. And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was
Princess Piggles, right.
Piggles. From Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princesses.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see
True.
your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
That's true.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
I just use my shirt.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
No, but it makes it more likely.
Who would benefit from a clean pair
Yeah.
of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
Then it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office.
Why are we using whether or not his glasses were cleaned at whatever time as a way to decide whether or not he was alive? Later on, he said out loud, hero. Like, he said his name.
He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse
Like, who cares?
becomes possible.
Like, clearly he wasn't dead.
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead,
Yeah?
what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
I mean, he could have hit himself. It also could have been paint.
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies.
There we go.
He probably used one of those.
You know what? I did not get that. I thought that the dude was actually... You know what? I gave him a little bit too much credit. I figured that he had the follow through. He's like, you know what? I need to make sure that it's my blood in case they test it. And actually was willing to smoke himself in the head with one of the smaller hammers.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere!
Nice. Yeah, Jackbox are great games.
But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained.
Mm-hmm.
It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
It's fucking Hifumi.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
All of this, I got pretty quick.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
The why,
That
I
also
don't
explains
know.
how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right?
It's
So
true.
me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
Oh no.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside, which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
Could only have been Hifumi, who'd just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So,
It's true.
Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
Yup.
I just can't believe it.
I can.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
Please do.
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed.
Well, it would have been a lot easier if I knew that earlier then.
You know
Thanks,
what I'm
Kyoko.
talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
The note?
I got it!
Hey, I'm healing back up.
Talking about the
That's
note
interesting.
Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
Lovely.
In his...
Yep. Let's all get past it. It sucked. Totally looked there. Yep.
Yes. His pants.
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note said.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different.
Different place, different time.
Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same.
Slightly different.
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been...
Hifumi's pants is very funny.
I got it!
Hey, continuing to heal.
That's right. Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but...
Sustained.
Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Happy!
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Ugh! Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
But still, yeah. Oh, not another fucking shooting. Okay, well, we'll let it run a few times. Wristwatch, Who's glasses, and then clean cloth.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Happy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
Ooh, okay.
The time doesn't matter!
It does.
The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
So, should I shoot the broken wristwatch at that last one?
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Happy!
Could be that one.
But remember what the note said.
Yeah, definitely true, Siru.
What time did it say to meet?
Yay, TikTok.
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Hooray!
No, that's wrong.
Progress. Ba-ba-dum-ba-da-ba-ba-bum.
There absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
Willis?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch.
There we go.
But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well,
'Tis true.
when you put it like that. No further objections!
Thank you for contributing, Genocide Jill.
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster.
It's true.
Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
I mean, it was torn, so he, like, tried to grab it from him or something? Because Taka still had a chunk of
Most
it.
likely. Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Oh, right. Taka was holding it in his hand, and he was rigor mortis, so we probably took it, and the little piece of it stayed in his hand. Well, hello, Crazy Fox. Welcome back.
He stole it?
He did.
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
The little chunk that was still in his hand. Where is it? Where is it? Bam.
I got it!
Huzzah!
When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about
Tis true.
this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is...
Ah!
I knew it!
Bam!
It
Lines up
fits
perfect.
perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap
And Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Tis true.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note.
Mm-hmm.
Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip.
Fun fact, it actually takes a little while for rigor mortis to set in. If Hifumi was in the room when Taka died, it would have been pretty easy to take it out of his hand.
Leaving behind only one small scrap.
She's pissed.
Did I get all that right?
Yeah, and Sakura's actually speaking, which is nice.
That means Hifumi knew the
Like,
note
she's
was
actually
important.
engaging a lot more.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure.
Yup.
In fact,
Dude!
he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
You're incredibly bad at your job.
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
Mm-hmm.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is
Even though
the mastermind.
The body
true killer.
discovery announcement thing isn't foolproof because the body discovery announcement thing happened before Hifumi spoke.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed.
Oh no,
not
they're so
long
flat.
After transporting Taka's body.
Those poor little boos. I love those squirrels so
he
much.
Must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Yay!
But me and Sakura were together.
Yeah. But that could just mean that they were wearing the justice helmet.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been
Sure,
bothering
moron.
me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah.
The
'Cause, I
weapon.
mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3
It's
and
hurtful.
4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it.
Which they basically did, but they cleaned it, which is where things get a little odd. I don't know how they were able to clean it. But there was one, yeah,
But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised.
it's true.
It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right,
Nice.
though. I don't understand it either.
I do. I know which one it is. It's fine, everybody. The only problem is
Monokuma
how they got the
file makes
opportunity to clean
clear
it.
That they were killed using similar
I guess-
instruments.
There were like chemicals and stuff in the back.
If the hammers were already laying around.
If they use
those
chemical
other
cleaners, it must
rooms,
stink like high heaven, though.
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers?
They didn't. There's another one.
Personally,
I already know.
haven't a clue.
I do. Give me a
So
second.
which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
No.
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Nah, you just don't know. You don't have enough follow through there, Makoto. Give me a pencil, you can kill somebody with it.
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
It is. Thank you. Welcome,
I don't
Byakuya.
think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
Of course, you don't think so, because literally everything that you have said so far in this entire game has been wrong. So, I'm glad that you don't think it's possible. That pretty much
So
proves that it
then,
is.
What was used to kill Hifumi?
Big effing hammer. Don't do another shooting minigame. God damn it.
What was used to kill Hifumi?
Click the spotless
Was
hammer.
it Justice Hammer 3?
No.
Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
No.
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon?
They didn't,
How did nobody witness them carrying it?
because it was in the room.
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance!
I mean, I guess I could click on that.
murdergear.com/hammertime for more info.
Well,
I wonder if that's actually a thing.
pretty clear.
Murdergear.com/hammertime.
Weapon had to be one of
Anybody
the
able to-
Justice Hammers.
Anybody able to check that out?
That's about it.
Murdergear.com/hammertime.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Thank you, Sugar Rush.
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out
Okay, so
murdergear.com/hammertime for
right
more
now I'm thinking
info.
about clicking on that.
Well, one thing
the spotless
seems pretty
hammer.
clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
No, it didn't.
No, it's wrong.
There we go. I just needed to listen to my heart, and my heart said,
The murder
Hero's a
weapon
moron.
wasn't a justice
Anything he
hammer
said
at
is
all.
wrong.
No, it was something completely different.
But seriously? A different weapon?
A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi.
Man, dude is feeling intense.
Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit.
Look at him.
and
Like,
debris.
look at his head. Like, and Makoto's not even speaking, like, really energetically or anything. He's just freaking wigging out like wild. Like, to the point that I think that it might be a glitch, like the, remember the camera glitched out in Hero's room?
But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder.
Now he's back to normal again.
If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off.
Of course.
I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and
Some as
even
big as your
some
head.
flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma Files note about the wounds being similar.
True.
Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Sweet.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him.
Why?
The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder.
Well, I mean, if you're agreeing to help them for personal reasons.
So the idea
But
that anyone
unless
would
you're a
work together
moron,
like
if
that
you
is
work with
simply
somebody,
ludicrous.
they're going to want to kill you. Because there's no downside to having somebody work with you and then you killing your assistant. And the idea of Hifumi being a moron, not that out of the realm of possibility. Goddamn gun minigames. Okay, I'm not going to use the spotless hammer again, so I guess I'm clicking and holding on something.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive.
'Tis true.
Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
No.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this
Slow it
case,
down.
however, there were two murders.
Let's shoot that at the impossible.
Based on the rules that have
Yeah.
been laid out for us,
In very many ways.
even if
CK
more than
and
one
CC.
person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive, assuming the rule holds true.
Rule holds true. Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I mean, like,
Since there were 2 murders,
unless you're
it's
an
at
idiot,
least plausible
you
that
shouldn't
more than one
work
person
with
was
somebody
involved.
because, like, the general assumption could be Hiro and Hifumi are the 2 that I think are dumb enough that that would have sort of not occurred to them.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder,
Per
an
murder.
accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in the scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However,
Sure.
if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that 2 people could act as each other's accomplices to commit 2
2 separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime.
Which doesn't make sense because only one person graduates. So even if, like, Hifumi's like, yeah, this is a great idea. It's like, yeah, you know that there's 1 trial per murder though, right, buddy? So, like, what, like, you help me with mine, and then I get away with it, and then you die because I got away with it, and then, you know, step 3, question mark, question mark, question mark, step 4, profit?
And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made
That's
him
true.
carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating 2 separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look.
Designed it.
A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
Also, it was super not seamless. Like, I was all over the goddamn place. There was a lot of weird, confusing
Party
outlines.
managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which,
There you go.
if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
2 things. 1, I would say a solid third of the surviving students are, like, straight up murderers. No, you know what? I'd say half are only slightly kept from murdering people anyway by society. Also, if you've known Hifumi, he's, like, #1 murder victim material. Like, if somebody is gonna die like that, completely okay with that.
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
Odd indeed. From the very beginning. Although,
I understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
yeah, like, Hifumi mentioned Hiro as he died. So either it is Hiro, or it's somebody else that was wearing at least part of the costume.
That's problem numero uno right now.
Like, especially because the outfit was in with and like the designs and stuff were in there with it, right? They're like in his room, I mean. Nah, fuck it. You know what? No, just for one of them. Eh, fine, whatever.
Shoot!
Shoot. Whatever. I mean, Celeste was running us around the whole fucking time. And that is very suspicious to me. Especially because, like, none of this is explained how the fuck she got attacked in the first place.
Here's my answer.
Like, basically from the start, I was saying that she was being very suspicious. It's just the story is weird. Oh, I guess they're saying that she's good at manipulating because of the...
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I?
like the whole gambling thing.
I do hate this kind of joke.
A joke?
Also, I've got very few hearts. I'm definitely gonna die in the
So what you are
fast
saying,
shooting or whatever
is
thing.
that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi.
You did.
The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him.
I mean, I guess using a heavy implement to interact with his head is kind of interacting.
Within 10 feet of that shit from brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot! Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is.
It is.
Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
Yeah, she's wild.
I got it!
You're the only one interacting with them.
The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it?
Right.
The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
So if Celeste had access to the suit, she could wear the helmet or something like that and nail him with it.
Talking now.
Eat shit, loser.
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual.
You suck, Kaiba.
If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
It's true.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
I mean, she's the ultimate gambler. That's kind of her thing.
Taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct?
Also, she looks like super spaced out.
And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
Yeah, to try to distract us away from there.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor.
Yep, I said that pretty much right off the bat.
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
And when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Celeste, what's wrong? That was rather an intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Mm-hmm. Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been... Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
It was to get us to divide into two groups,
Well, it doesn't always...
so that we would discover
Have the voices,
both
right?
bodies at the same time?
So those were the voices that I do when the game isn't doing those voices.
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Tis true. Why don't we split up into two groups? I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting. Very well. Then Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. I will leave the capture of the suspicious individual to Toko, Byakuya, and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected.
Mm-hmm. Ellipses.
And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on.
Yeah, I'm glad, like, I got her her friendship thing maxed out. Ha-ah!
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it?
Sure
It
was.
your way of telling him, we are on the 3rd floor. Everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
Sakura's cool.
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead,
Mm-hmm. I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered.
'Tis true.
You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
Ellipses.
I don't believe it. Everything. The whole thing was one big act.
Yeah, the biggest spotlights that that Sakura gets is when I'm actually like directly interacting with her, doing like the friendship things.
Hina,
I've got to be
you
close on
were with
maxing her
Celeste
out
when
actually.
Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom.
To get away from the not quite corpse.
Wait. Then that was...
A distraction? Yeah.
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much
Sorry,
by
Aoi.
itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
Aw, shit! Seto Kaiba vision.
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Aw, please don't do the gun
you died.
thing again.
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
Interesting. They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. Enjoying watching us? We're all going to die here. Yeah, I feel like he's pointing like across, kind of weirdly. Which is, yeah. I mean, she's in the booth beside him, right? Just like those guys died.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room.
She pluralized guys. That said, if that's what he's gonna call out, it still would have been fine because more than one guy has died in this game, so it's not as much of a
Then
thing.
Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura
Like,
and
if
I
that's gonna be the
left
catch,
Makoto.
that chicken, I guess?
Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were
It's cool
together,
being able to actually
none
see
of
the
us
view of
said
it rotating.
anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Neither of those. Yeah, she absolutely could have been talking about past deaths. It's not like, unless Byakuya also means this and he's trying to rile up Celeste.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Of course you see what he's talking about because it's dumb bullshit that doesn't mean anything. That's because you're a moron. Don't worry, buddy. Just sit down.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
What? Repeating literally every sentence that I have said in the last day? Ellipses. It was the... Oh my god. It's not a contradiction. Bum, 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 bum,
All
bum.
I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused.
Confused.
They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die.
Just like those guys died.
Just like those guys died.
And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Well, let's whip it around.
All I said, they must
All I said was-
enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are all going to die. We are going to die.
Yeah, there we go.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah. On one hand, ah man, like spoilers and backseat
right.
gaming stuff, I'm
There's
typically
no reason
against.
Celeste should have said.
That
Just
said-
let those guys die.
One, I was about to try that anyway, and two, that was just me trying to wrangle the fucking gameplay mechanics, so it wasn't like a plot thing anyway.
When she said that, none of us
So
had
I
told
appreciate
her
it.
Taka was dead.
I know! I knew this, Makoto!
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there
Tis
was
true.
never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
You've seen lots of guys die. It's not that strange,
So
Byakuya.
how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed?
Because
how did you know
I
they
had
were
been
both
living here
alive?
for the last few weeks.
Because Kyoko had also disappeared.
There's
right?
more than one
So
dead
she
guy
could have been
already.
dead too.
Oh shit! Just going all like bouncy.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Thank you.
Imaginations.
Oh no, now he's going all bouncy mode.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
Well, two things. One, it's made of cardboard, so you very easily could have just like put that up against him. And two, that's not exactly an action shot. There could be the unconscious body of Hiro in there.
It has to be some kind of
It's
setup,
unlikely
right?
that the Hiro's in there, though. Hey, Atario, welcome.
So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Nope.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus,
It's true.
I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away.
Is it though?
If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
One of the two ways that I just explained.
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
I am 0% sure that that is a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away.
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Thanks for being helpful, Celeste. They've been drinking. Fumi is dragging the suspect away. Oh, I know. And this has so far been one of the shorter ones, Echo. I mean, but it's not really suspect. Like, the wording is not good. If they mean this, I mean the Hiro's in it. Like, the word suspect, I don't like that.
It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away.
I mean, but she's not in that suit, and the suspect is Celeste.
I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
The word suspect
Certainly
doesn't
within
work.
the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit.
Yeah, because he's unconscious.
We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange
Yeah,
costume
gasp.
might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
I like that none of this is explained yet, how that, the, like, materials and designs for it ended out in Hiro's room.
Such a thing is utterly impossible.
Oh, good.
Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Damn! Damn! Celeste is going Trey show. Waifu wars, indeed. Robot costume, the message, or the blueprints. Okay.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I
He's talking
said,
like I hurt his feelings.
Ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the
What are you talking about?
idiot is the culprit after all.
No!
No way!
How'd you switch? Like, the suit doesn't let you bend over. Yeah.
You dressed me up in that, then you just draped me. You tried to make me look.
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, if the person inside the suit was, there's no way they
Stand up straight.
Stand up straight?
Zot.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong! Aw, I didn't get a heal.
No.
Because I effed it up.
Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that.
They must still stand up
Because
like that.
Robo Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
It is a problem.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it. So it
Yeah, I know,
bend
right?
at the waist.
Objection! Take that!
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Ooh, that's a new piece of artwork.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
See, that's why the word suspect in that other line I am not particularly happy about.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Is it though, Seto Kaiba?
Checkmate?
She's still got at least one more card up her sleeve. Hey, it sounds like she's having a good time. And now she's upside down.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot!
Oh,
What
that
do
lined
you
up a little bit.
Checkmate!
Aw, her hair's unspurling. Oh, I know. Bouncy mode.
Celeste?
Celeste?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
Okay, explain it.
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
I mean, I remember that. Who killed me? That's right. I remember their name. Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not?
Yeah, I don't remember Celeste's Japanese last name. I guess it could be that.
He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Right, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
That doesn't really matter though.
Confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He
Thank
did
you.
say Yasuhiro. But are we sure he was really pointing the finger at
I have no
Hiro?
idea if it is. I think that's the first time that's been sort of, I think that's the first time that's been brought up, Atario.
Hell are you talking about?
I love that they don't seem to have an angry Celeste picture to even bounce around, so it's still like she's having a great time. And then you see this of her like super pissed off.
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
Nicknames, I guess? No, the nicknames thing was
Shoot!
driver guy. Yeah.
Think back to how did he refer to each of us?
I got it!
I got it.
That's right! Our last names!
Exactly.
There we go.
I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once for. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name.
Hagakure.
Hagakure.
I'm sure
Indeed.
it was just incidental. By chance, his first name.
Sure.
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No.
I've only got
There's
half
no
a heart,
reason
and I'm
to
going to be
think
going
he
into the
would have said
machine
the name
gun
any
part.
different than normal.
That's going to be a quick fail, but
But he
I'll get
must
back
have
into
run
it.
out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. And that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What
What did you
just
say?
To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit!
Yeah, I do like her voice acting changing.
Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
A little.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Fine. Make sure your ear holes are wide
Son,
open.
now she's going to say the German side.
My real name is Celeste
There we go.
Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Make her accept it. Make your argument. Hey, can I see your e-handbook that has your real name in it? I'm sure it's
Hifumi
fine.
was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one
Maybe I should
person
just
here
shoot that
who
right
might
there.
have that last name.
It would have to be you, Celeste.
Celeste, was it
You
you?
haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg. God damn it!
That's upside down.
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth.
I got a half a heart back.
Since you have no way to contradict me,
Well, I mean, I can do this.
No, that's wrong.
I mean, you know, besides that one
it.
way that I could contradict you. Sure, I have no other way of contradicting you. Oh, but I do have that one way of contradicting you, though, don't I?
what?
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right?
Sure does.
Monokuma told us all about it before.
Oh, I should have been doing his
All
voice.
we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything.
Absolutely.
That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, you are participating in a murder game. I don't think anybody is going to respect your privacy. Sorry.
Celeste,
I know it sucks, but yeah, that's not gonna work.
can you please just tell us what really happened? Please. Just tell us.
Because we're like best friends. I maxed out your friendship meter.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because,
Nice.
Because.
She really is losing her shit.
Until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it.
Let's do it.
Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes.
Finish today? Sweet.
And that'll bring everything to an end.
Friggin' the writing in that game is so funny. Closing argument time. Oh god, that's an interesting picture. Okay. How did the killer recruit their accomplice? Was it seduction? Wait, I still have this? Jesus. Please don't say that he was literally just given food. Also, what is this a picture of? Like, the art style and the writing is so cool. Did the killers call their victim to the rec room? The rec room was the early one. Okay, so that's just after 6, so that's the wrong one. There we go. Okay. Who was it that the killers summoned first? Super messy. Wait. Oh, I hope I don't have to remember what the different Justice Hammers were. Because I was not paying that much attention. Okay. Hey, I can open this up. Well. Uh-oh. I do not remember which was which. So that's gonna be bad. Whatever. It asked what time. That part I know. They knocked him out, then stuffed him in the Robo Justice suit to falsify their evidence, and used a certain item to do it. Yeah, and again, like, the writing is so fucking funny. I'm gonna get this wrong many, many times. Okay. So I summoned him. Okay, I'm making progress. Hey, and he still had the white hair. What time was Taka supposed to head to the equipment room? God damn it. So that was like 6? Oh, that's a shame. Because they're the same people that made Beautiful Joe, right? Justice Hammer 4. Wow! Bam! And he's down. What number was it? I mean, you... What? It literally says right there that it's 4. What? I hope that was just an easy one for no good reason. Fumi used something to fake the existence of a shadowy criminal. The blood bags? Okay, sweet. And that's a chip bag. I don't remember. Okay, Fumi used something to move the body. There we go. Slowly getting through. Last one, the weapon used to murder Fumi was the clean one. Okay, so what do we not have yet? We don't know which one was the right hammer here. Use something to fake the existence of a shadowy criminal. Oh, is that the camera then? No, the camera must have been back here because I already took the picture. In the library. I mean, he had blood in his head. Entirely fair. Yeah, Phoenix Wright games are so good. I don't know if I've played... No, I definitely didn't play them all yet. I played the first 3 Phoenix Wright. I played Apollo Justice. I didn't play any like the crossover games or anything. Is that just supposed to be referring to blood? Is that like a thing that's in his hand? Like what? Is that a water balloon? Well, we got a lot of question marks here, folks. Okay, let's go back to the start. I mean, he's really sweating there, so maybe that's sweating again? Oh, hell yeah. And and there was that like prequel game that I always thought was gonna be cool. The Japanese guy that went to England in like the Victorian era. Okay, so what am I missing? They knocked him out, then stuffed him in the robo suit. They used a certain item to do it. Oh, that's the camera. They're so good! Oh, so good. Yeah, so we're on the same page, I think. Fumi used something to fake the existence of a shadowy criminal. I mean, he just told people about it. He used his backpack so that he could store blood in it? On the first page, a character from the start of the game? Oh, yeah, yeah. Probably. Because she was an idol. Or no, wait, she wasn't an idol. She was a... like a fashion magazine star, so maybe not. It never had an English release. Ah. That was totally one I was thinking of. I wonder what... So this is like him or her offering something. Like it looks like the hand like that. So we'll run with that assumption because that's also got the gray killer hand. Shit, so what's left? Just a blind guess about the hammers? Hey, Harlequin. It was in the nurse's office. 2, I think? Because the guess was... or they're trying to fake, like, 3 was the last one that happened, right? Yeah. We're gonna see if we can get this reenactment.
You! Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was...
Oop. Okay. We'll restart it. Because the backpack could have been right. You know what? This one's closest to the right.
Here's exactly what happened.
I don't know.
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was...
Nope. So it was not seduction. Hey, the other stuff stayed in. I mean, he's got food on his table. Are they literally just saying that he was given food? Yeah, like this is the one that I started with.
Here's exactly what happened. Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder.
Right. the
That person
meaning
was-
is a little bit different when you click on the question mark, right? Because the question mark had the why, not the who, and then this part said the who, not the why.
The killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes.
And the funny thing is, that's what I started with, too. I don't know why I swapped it out.
First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning.
Oh, I swapped it out because it was the killer with the killer hand. Swapped me off from that idea.
That someone they met with was Hero. The murderous duo intended to pass Hero off as the prime suspect.
Mm-hmm.
So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out.
They must have taken a lot of
and stuffed him
effort to
into the
jam that hair into that
Robo-Justice
helmet. Click, click.
Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him.
Mm-hmm.
While the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault.
I still don't know how the
They did
blueprints
all this
and
just
everything
to
got
create
into
evidence
Hero's
that would
room.
Put the suspicion on Hero. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker.
Which I checked, but the game wouldn't let me open.
And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room.
Oh shit! It literally says 4. If it doesn't turn out to be 4, that's utter horse shit.
And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder.
Good. Fucking
The
good.
murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used.
It was definitely not Hammer
to create
3.
Confusion about
There's
the order of
confusion
the
about
crimes.
where Hammer 3 came from, or like Hammer 3 was missing.
So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect.
The original one, when
The first fake incident.
right, that's
was
when
the attack
Celeste
in the
was
rec
attacked.
room.
Now I see what the
There,
fucking question was
killers
asking.
wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library.
Right.
This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us.
God,
that
how
story.
funny would it be if I didn't put Justice
These
Hammer
2
2 and they read it through that
Killers
way,
were able to
and it's
create
like,
a
no,
certain
you got it wrong.
conception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did.
I never thought that that was true.
We fell right into their trap and started looking for
I
the
didn't even
suspect
realize that that was a
based
thing that the
But-
people in game thought was a thing. No, this one's fine. Even though, look, do you see the fucking blood he was smearing on his head?
on- While we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's
You
office.
can still definitely use that fucking backpack.
This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for.
Because otherwise he didn't have the goddamn blood with him.
He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been
Delicious, delicious
brutally
milk.
murdered.
Oh
He
no!
let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found.
Howie's hair is ridiculous.
Meanwhile, the
I
other
mean,
group that had
everybody's
been out
is, but
searching
hers-
found Taka's body at the same time.
Like, he probably pierced somebody with that thing.
So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi.
I know!
We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the
Also, there's an
situation.
entire thing about, like, no, he was still alive because he cleaned his glasses. It's like he fucking spoke
When we
after
learned
that
his
point. He
body had
wasn't
disappeared,
dead, clearly.
We all rushed back to the nurse's office.
He didn't die and
And
then,
once again,
like, talk
Hifumi
to
had
us.
the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room.
Oh, grrr!
He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared.
I still don't understand why he fucking did that.
But even Hifumi didn't
Probably
know what
just
the
because
true
Celeste
killer
told him
had
to?
in mind for their final
Because
act.
Celeste was trying to have the two bodies happen in the same place. Gong!
Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository.
Mm-hmm.
That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Hero! No, wait. Oh, they're kissing! Aww! Oh, it's adorable! Wove.
Celeste.
Woo, wove.
Sorry, you lose.
Please don't give me one of those shooting mini games.
Lost?
You did.
Lost?
Yep, I sure did.
When was the last time I was forced to utter such words?
I don't know. I only met you like a week ago.
They hang heavy around my neck.
I mean, certainly heavier than that tiny ribbon.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko Yasuhiro.
Diego?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
Bye-bye. There goes that fake accent. Still ends out with an A. Hooray! It wasn't an F. I did real good. Even though I had to restart it a bunch of times and stuff.
Or, no, I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
Sure is.
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay? Okay. If you would.
God, I hope the
please
game
locate your lever
lets me
and
choose
cast
hero.
your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully
Like,
wrong one? What's it
very
gonna
sad.
be? What's it gonna be?
I wonder if there's an achievement for getting to this point and still choosing somebody wrong. That would be really funny. Bye-bye! Oh, the dead people aren't guilty? It would be interesting if somebody set up a murder that is, like, so far ahead of time that they get murdered in the meantime, you know? Bye-bye! Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Ifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying. My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then,
So I don't know, I gotta give her something that's not, something that's different than from the other one. And I only have so many voices I can do. I can't even do that one very well, but it's a different one. And trying to do it like one that's noticeably different than what I do for Kyoko and Makoto, those two are already almost the exact fucking same. I knew you'd figured it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does that mean... Is she talking about alter ego?
Say what?
Say what? What? What are you talking about?
just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
In other words,
Then you're the one that stole it.
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it had disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit. What are you doing here?
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
what?
What?
Are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it.
So then,
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I'd found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took photos of it there. How did you get it into that room? I deleted the picture as soon as I'd show it to Fumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him! But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her. You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
What?
as for me,
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh,
He did.
as for me,
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then it's hard for me to even say. He abused me.
what?
What? He took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
Yeah, definitely a Z and an I in there. I can add extra syllables. 2 syllables? Nah, man. Gotta get that up to like 4. I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but I never imagined he would go that far. It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was. I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm going to kill him.
Unforgivable!
I'm going to fucking kill him.
most unfortunate.
I want more bits, more bits, more bits.
Well, thank you very much. Wait, please. If you go now, you'll be playing right into his hands. What?
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean... Taka is going to try to kill you.
indeed.
And all he had, and all so he can keep her to himself. That bastard!
Unforgivable!
Bastard! 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 Bastard!
Honestly,
It's really hard to do with my tongue between my teeth. Okay. Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts? Absolutely not! How could I? Ooh, also, man, energetic Hifumi is harder to do than Sakura, and like she can be fucking difficult, very annoying.
I swear I will save her!
I have to save her.
actually,
Then, would you like to join with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan. Huh? I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete. What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Hifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even a love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem. You just... Oh, man. What was his... I'm trying to remember how I used to do that one. You disgust me.
I see.
Yeah. I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt, too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that. But it's my fault for picking him in the first place. So, why'd you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. You're dense. You're dumb. My good friend, you're as dumb as a gopher. I've had longer, more fulfilling conversations with a stump. My friend, you could not talk yourself out of anything. That's it?
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad that your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry.
Well,
But when you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you'd actually let him live?
Are you okay with this?
Well, that's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, once somebody showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course. I mean, that wasn't all there was to it. As I explained it to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, and so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward, typical, stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly right up until the moment of his death.
so in the end...
So you had planned to kill him all along. But of course. There would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you? No, that's not an issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
Don't be mean.
Now you sound like Byakuya.
I wonder about that.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then, what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money? You're talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it is true. It's not like that's all there was to it. From the moment our new life began, my only thought had been escape. But, all along you've been saying how we have to accept life living here.
You little bitch.
Well, obviously that was a lie.
Hey,
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
you little bitch.
I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And you want to know why, huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream. And what was that dream of yours?
isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle. Castle? And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers / bodyguards. I was gonna dress them all up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I attained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of
This
decadence.
is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That is what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have been enough to make that dream a reality. I got right to the edge,
There
but
is nothing to be done.
unfortunately my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream till the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
You asked me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing.
Do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why are you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious. And that's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
Yes, that's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice, then
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette. That's not how reincarnation works.
Hey.
You just get executed again. Celeste smiled then. And when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed that she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her.
Chills, chills, kills!
Well, you got back for murder time here, Monster Bong. You all done? Okay, let's get to the rolling. The Blackened disturbs the peace and must pay the price.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
The ultimate gambler.
Give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
The only way to get out of this place is to kill somebody else, and then after the trial is done for the murder, they have to not correctly guess that it was you that murdered them. If you're able to kill somebody and get away with it, everybody else dies, but not you, and you get to leave.
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this.
I guess I'll let Kyoko hand on to this. Ooh, interesting.
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why...
Bye-bye.
Actually, it's not important. Well then, take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
Yeah, I would say that she's probably the best voice actor here. How's she gonna go? Game over! Guilty, guilty, guilty! Oh, that's her! Right there. That's the vampire-y lady. Oh, she's just gonna get buried alive? Oh, is she gonna get burnt on stake or something? This is gonna be fun. Oh, she's gonna get killed in a gruesome puppet show. The burning of the Versailles witch. Burn the witch! Now we're gonna find out whether or not she weighs the same as a duck. Yeah, guillotine would have been a good one too. Bye-bye! Like those big paper flames. Yeah, they're all kind of sad. I'm glad I capped out her friendship thing before she went out. Bye-bye! Oh, I didn't get to read that fast enough. Oh no, the firefighters are coming. Is she gonna get hit with the fire truck? Hell yeah! Bye-bye! Yeah, fuck Ifumi. Put it out, put it out, put it out! Yay, now everybody's safe. Nice work, buddy. They put out the fire! That's important. See, Monokuma can do good things. Celeste killed my friends, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. And for him to just come along and Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Dream!
You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez, and here I thought that you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
What do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk to me, or don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us? God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So, anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key-type object from Celeste?
Hey, hey!
So, what's the deal with that? Ellipses.
What?
Oh, what? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh. How
Ooh.
exciting.
Oh man, oh jeez, oh man, oh jeez. What do you mean? What did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. Ellipses. What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean? Okay, things are getting kind of awkward. I think it's about time that I got out of here.
Well?
Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
See ya later.
See ya. See ya later. Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although, it wasn't all despair. At least we got rid of Hifumi. Hey, Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what was that key that Celeste gave you?
so...
Most likely, it's the key to one of the dressing room lockers.
Huh?
What? Then that means... Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. Oh yeah, the one, like, did anybody ever play this game and think that that was 11037? Like, I didn't realize that the people in-game thought that that was not Leon. I was like, okay, so it's upside down Leon. And then they're like, oh, but the numbers. I'm like, what numbers? Where are numbers? Where am I missing? Yeah. Groshek did? Fair enough. And like, the game tries to really heavily push you in that direction.
Hey,
I'm gonna go on alone from here. Everyone else, head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
so...
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I meant. Why, you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You? Please, let me go. Ellipses. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya.
well then.
Then it's up to you now.
Yo!
Yo, I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay? So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto! Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone. I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
Shall we go?
Well, shall we? Yeah.
So then,
We need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw... Hey, what's up? It really has. She's very relieved. Did I just hear what Celeste asked? Sorry. I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please wait until a little while longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but can we take a second? Like, since we have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do all on your own here at the school? Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However...
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know? That just makes me even more worried.
What?
Worried. Like what happened during the investigation this time? You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that...
Indeed.
It's only natural that they think that I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. No! Look, I believe in you. You believe in me? Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then...
That's fine.
Fine. I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see, I'm really two raccoons in a jumpsuit. What I heard from Kyoko then was... Well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believed in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. Decided I had to confirm what she'd told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action. Oh shit! Midnight!
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or a monitor in it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back. Okay. Way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet. Whew. Time to find out. Where's the... How many fucking times have I been obsessing over this bathroom, by the way? I have thought that taking a shit was going to be incredibly plot important since the start of this friggin' game. Come on, get to... There we go. As far as I can tell. Maybe. What's down here? Boom. Falls back. She said it was way in the back of the storage closet. But I mean, seriously? Without even thinking, I put my hand on the back of the storage closet and suddenly, as if I was being yanked in, Gashunk. At the same time, as I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. Oh no, a secret room. Ba-bump. I'd fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? It turned out the back wall was like a revolving door, and I'd made my way to the other side. Just like Kyoko had said.
Correct.
In the boys' bathroom on the second floor, there's a storage closet, and way in the back of that closet, there's a secret room. So, this is the secret room. But what's in here? Just a bunch of files and what looked like volume after volume of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hope's Peak Academy Student Registry. It's the only thing not covered in dust. Has someone been looking at it recently? Flipped through, I slipped the file into my hand, but before I had a chance to look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file, and I turned my attention to it. Oh shit! You must not leave. That's kind of weird. I could understand if it said, like, I can't leave, but you must not leave? What is this? My head feels funny. This strange sensation. It's like deja vu. Those words, you must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? Oh, hey! What's up, buddy? Oh, shit! I just got crowbarred. Felt like it was shaking my brain back and forth, and then darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. I didn't know how long it had been. All the fucking files are gone. I was using those files. Ow. Apparently something hit me, and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull, throbbing pain in my head proved that much, at least. I already see you, Echo. You know what? This is actually a fair time to end it, I think. We've been going for almost 5 hours. Maybe take a quick look around the room. And then call it. Normal desk, normal drawers. Empty bookshelf. It's all gone. Even the note. Bye-bye. For now, I should get back to my room and get some rest. Okay. As soon as I get an opportunity to, I'll save it. Yeah. That's fair enough time. Well, that was a very full day.